This is the Long War. I'm Robbie B, and joining me once again are my full complement of partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Stephen Four. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be back. It's been so long. I forgot. I almost didn't show up.
What's happening, everybody? It's always a good night when we got the crew back together.
Oh no, I agree. So, Kenny, did you post up any pictures of your new ghetto sled? By the way, I nicknamed it the ghetto sled.
It's now called the ghetto sled. That's fine. I'll use it. I don't know if I did. I think I posted. I think maybe I texted you guys a couple pictures. My mom had actually put a Long War sticker on it before I got there.
It is full official. It's a company vehicle now.
It's a company vehicle now. So I mean, so if anyone didn't know, yeah. So the Mustang, it was time to get rid of it, and next level painting is not $1 million operation, so it was looking rough to try to replace it. We were probably going to just start taking public transportation up in here, and then my dad called me and said, "Hey, do you want this truck?" And I was like, "Obviously." And then simultaneously, my lady was able to convert on some business dealings, and it turned into a Key West vacation. I did post some work in progresses down there of an iguana, I think, and and because it turns out I forgot that my Instagram is linked to all my other things. So I'm like, I'm going to Instagram this hilarious iguana out this window. And by the time it got to Facebook, it was like, check out my newest work in progress on thelongwar.net. So I apologize for that. I'm not building an iguana.
Or catching an iguana.
I'm not Frankensteining to life a iguana into a tutorial. None of those things are happening. It was just a simple mistake. So full disclaimer, we are not doing that.
Well, I'm sure PETA will be happy to hear that.
I did happen to catch what you guys had done. Obviously I was anxious to see what you guys were up to, and pretty cool to see Greg Steiner, the owner of Hobbytown local, and I think you said he was in the Long War No Holds Barred League coming up.
Yes, it is, and that's actually right around the corner. We have got recording is actually going to commence this weekend. And hopefully within the next, 3 to so weeks, all the games will be finished and full reports, battle reports, and conversations with the guys from the league will be happening here with you guys either live or on the podcast.
That is awesome to see because, obviously a lot of things have been moving since I've been gone, and that's exciting news for me because, as the editor over here, I've been really getting into some of the subtle elements of, and I've been learning a lot too, even though I'm an advanced player. So I just can't wait to see what you guys are doing over at the Beats Laboratory with this new format, with these new guys in the league.
It's about to be so fresh. I love it. Austin's coming in town this weekend. The Beats Laboratory is on full effect. We will be filming for 3 or 4 days this weekend. Starting Thursday or Friday and going all the way through, so it's gonna be fresh.
Who's
the cats are on full alert.
I did see a status update about the cats working on the server too. Is there anything going on there too, Rob?
So we did some upgrades. It turns out we outgrew the last server that we just got in July, so we had to upgrade. So that's good, except for
Except for the part where it costs a lot of money.
It was a decent amount of money, yes.
Which is a segue. I knew the answer to this, so I asked you that. It is a segue to also an exciting thing that's about to happen is the Long War Kickstarter, which is designed to kind of cover some of those things. Like when a server needs to get upgraded, that's a big problem. When we need a new camera, etc. So there's going to be a lot of details coming out over there. And I'm glad that Rob had mentioned that and as a company, it does get hard, and that's why crowdfunding exists, so that we can call upon everyone, and everyone can come together as a community. And obviously, this is where you're going to be able to get those T-shirts that you've been seeing Juice wear in the battle reports.
Fresh. All the dice and all the templates.
All the templates.
Yeah, everything. It is going to be a full, and it's not even just, we're not just going to limit it just a few shirts. If everything goes to plan, we've got archives full of T-shirts and stuff, but we just can't expand too fast, so we kind of just have to play it by ear and see what happens. But we are fully prepared with all different kind of colors, everything else of everything.
Oh yeah, we're going to have some interactivity. I can tell you, we're going to have some interactivity in the stretch goal. Some ways for you guys to vote on limited edition colors, on some new dice sets and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of interaction and a lot of swag that everyone's been asking for. and some really interesting, obviously, stretch goals. So that is something that we're working on. But obviously, like I said, we are a full-time production studio. So obviously we have this new league happening. We still are maintaining the tutorials, the hobby tutorials, the painting tutorials, and of course the freshest battle reports on the internet.
Yeah, it's people ask me when I sleep, and Siri started tracking my sleep actually. I don't know if anybody's upgraded to iPhone Siri 9 or something, but like Siri like tells you when you've been sleeping.
You're not sleeping enough, Doug.
She's like, I'm looking at my little health thingy, and she's like, you don't get enough sleep, and I'm like, I know, Siri, it's okay. But that's all right. So, but getting back to the Kickstarter though, if anybody is down for some kitty cat calendars, some holiday calendars, you know, maybe some cats doing some warhammering things, I may have a folder full of cat folder.
I may have. What he's saying is, on the side for the last 7 years, he may have been working on a side project, which is this calendar.
So I would love to see it come to fruition. If anybody is interested in that, please let us know. It's very important. I'm just saying there might also be some opportunity for Long War kitty cat Christmas cards as well. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I'd like a full set of those.
I would. Yeah, obviously, I need a full set.
The glossy 5x7s.
Oh my God! You know, and it's been, like I said, it's been a big week for all of us here, and I missed out on all this new Tau stuff that had been happening. Yes. Like obviously, I got caught up on the webcast and the podcast, but
there's even more though.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything that's happening right now.
Well, I definitely wanted tonight to talk about in the Tabletop Market Watch, and then kind of slide into, you know, some of the tournament tech and things about the two newest units for 40K, which is the Tau Titan, the Supremacy Armor, and the new Scarbrand, which was leaked this morning, just hot off the press. We don't know how many points he's going to be, but supposedly he's around 200, which I think is actually pretty good.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he's not gargantuan, he doesn't fly, and all he does is give people rage, he better be like 160 points. Like,
yeah. He's
like this is a failed opportunity in my opinion. As soon as I read it, and I was like, finally, they're just gonna make the gargantuan, you know, bloodthirster like Scarbrand, right? Like it'll just be a gargantuan creature. He doesn't fly, but he moves 12 anyway. Nah, everyone gets to be a gargantuan creature except Chaos.
Scarbrand. Yo, and he is the angriest of angry.
He is so angry. Obviously, he would stop on you. Yes.
You know, his own people hate him. Everybody hates him. He hates himself.
He's the only bloodthirster who got so powerful he thought he could stand up to corn himself. He should be a gargantuan creature.
Yeah.
Chaos still gets no love. No love.
No love, dog. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Let me just tell you, the struggle is real because I feel your Scarbrand, and I also am just absolutely. I'm looking at my Hierophant right now, sitting on my shelf, thinking to myself like, "Damn, you are a punk."
Yeah, look at this Tau. Look at this Tau guy.
You used to be the man
shits on everything.
You used to be the man at 10 wounds and toughness 9. Like, oh yeah, you're a beast, right? For 1,100 points with upgrades, you are a bitch.
Well, let's run it down then, because let's just see how much of a bitch he is. Unfortunately, we know he's kind of a bitch. Sorry. So the new set of Tau armor is 600 points, right? And for the 600 points, you get a ballistic skill 4, strength 8, toughness 9, gargantuan creature with 10 wounds at initiative 2, whatever.
He obviously doesn't have a 2-up armor save or anything silly like that, though.
Absolutely not.
Of course he does. He has a 2-up.
Obviously, he doesn't have an invulnerable save, right?
Oh, does he? I don't think he does. Actually. Oh, he has that super shield.
He does.
The barrier shield generator.
A 4-up against shooting, but obviously that's it. It doesn't do anything silly against weapons or anything, right?
Resistant to D weapon.
Yeah, and then also for your 600 points, my 1,100 point Hierophant doesn't have any D. There's no way you have D, right?
Oh no, I mean it's just like a D Ordnance 1 Massive Blast 7-inch.
Yeah, just a 7-inch D. And you're telling me for 2 marker lights, if marker lights stay the true, that this 7-inch D is going to ignore cover?
Yeah, it's probably going to ignore cover.
It's probably going to ignore cover a lot.
And you're telling me that it's going to also shoot like 4 to 6 or some ridiculous number of strength 8 AP3 large blasts?
Yeah, you know, like 3 is strength 8 templates, but it only moves 12 inches. God.
Oh yeah, and it only has Feel No Pain.
It doesn't have
Because it's
signature systems or anything like that. Does it have the overactor or anything like that?
No.
Thank the
600
Lord.
points.
But
God bless for same 600 points. I can get a barbed hair duel for 600 points. That's what I can get. Like, get out of here. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I heard some people complaining.
I want to remind you. Remember when I was talking about? You guys were all talking about the Catan was not too bad for his points. The Chaos.
Yeah.
I was like, he's 525 points though. Just so you know.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Get out of here. So,
and the funny thing is, like, the hairdo doesn't suck, and the haircut doesn't suck, and neither does the K-Tan. They just start to suck when, like, and this is the
you get
classic
stuff like this.
Tau Eldar treatment. Like, Tau and Eldar, this is a paradigm shift, though. Like, Tau sucked for a long time. They were laughable.
super laughable.
So, and Tyranids have been kind of weird. Chaos has been pretty shitty for a long time. So this is a paradigm shift, man. Like, they're not allowing Tau to ever suck again. This is very clear. Like,
I mean, this guy's gonna be good for years. I feel like with these rules.
I can't imagine an edition that this guy doesn't wreck everything. Like,
if there's an edition that doesn't, I don't want to play 40K.
Yeah,
if this
40K
guy sucks,
is too
then I
hard.
don't know
40K is too hard. Yeah.
Well, think about this too, because he's got the Overwatch at Ballistic Skill 2, right? But remember, in ITC FAQ, invisible units, it just counts as Ballistic Skill 1. It doesn't say you have to Snapfire. So theoretically, you can Overwatch because this guy can Overwatch with his stuff. You can Overwatch.
What you inadvertently did was you're always able to Overwatch invisible units, but inadvertently what you did was you touched on a huge problem with FAQs. FAQs should never change a rule of the game. They should only clarify. So when you think of this suit, right, and you're like, damn, this thing is literally impossible to deal with. Man, unless I bring Be'lakor into my Chaos Army, then I make my super unit invisible, then he can't target me with those D templates, then I can get to the 600 point monster and at least tie him up with a tar pit unit, maybe outslide him, something. When you say that is not how invisibility works, and he can actually target me, and it's just ballistic skill 2, and then he can marker light his shit out the gate and so he doesn't miss anything. Like, literally, you've taken the thing that assault armies need to succeed against shooting armies away. So that is my major problem with these types of FAQs, which is why I can't get behind them. And the Long War, in our future tournaments that we're going to be running, you will never see an FAQ that changes the rules of the game.
Now, I couldn't agree with you more. Once you go down that path, there's a trickle-down effect, and this is obviously one of them. Now, would you guys agree that this isn't like a Wraith Knight, right? You don't think that this dude is just going to be thrown into, people are going to be running 2 of these like Night Titans or anything else? Like,
I heard
this is obviously like a comparison to like a Warhound Titan.
He's obviously a Lord of War 0-1, right?
Yeah.
What? No. Oh yeah, he's just a Lord of War, but he's not. I mean, you can fit him in. If you take 2 CADs, you could have 2.
Well, we haven't even seen the Tau Codex yet. Like, the Eldar Codex came out, and there was a detachment that you take.
Yeah, there sure was. The Ghost.
So there's one of those in the Demonkin. I mean, like, you basically
take 8.
Expect to see, like, in 1850, if you take 2 of these guys with all the crew, like, I mean, you're going to be doing.
Expect to have no friends. You think the Eldar have no friends starter kit was bad? The Tau one's going to be even worse.
Yeah. I don't know if 2 and Kroot is the truth, but I know 1 should be in every army. The end. Like, it's just
I expect Kroot to get a big buff in this book. Kroot have not been a factor in a long time. Only the accidental.
They totally do. They deserve to have a.
They deserve a buff. They have sucked for too long. But before we go too hard on our passion, Juice, I feel like it's a roll call time.
No doubt. No, I was getting my hand ready as you were saying it. Evan checking in. What's going on? Evan says he never sleeps. Just cuts down on hobby time. Hello, everybody. It's getting late. Yes, it is. Black Tower, as always. Thanks for checking in. We got Frank Lamont checking in. Gabriel. Hey, what's up, guys? Is it possible to create a Super Friends Chaos Space Marine style?
Oh, yeah. I've got at least
Black
3.
Legion Relic, and to get a 2-up rerollable.
I don't even know what that is. He'll have to explain it to me.
Okay, no doubt. I didn't know if you were going to rattle off and listen. Steve Bruley.
I was going to let you finish. Sorry.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Steve Bruley also. What's going on, pimp? Steve, how did the tournament go? was it this weekend or is it this past weekend or this one coming up? Kenny, I don't if you had a chance to listen to last week's show. Steve Bruley was talking about running that new Blood Oath formation that's in that limited edition release. That
Fist of Corn.
Yeah, I think that's the one that is called.
Number one thing that makes chaos secretly good or whatever. Like yeah.
Is that the one with the
I will break. No, that's the one with the Charybdis that lets you assault in turn one. The Fist of Corn.
Oh, okay. No, yeah.
Is he talking about the one where your whole demon army comes in and they get to keep coming in?
Yes.
Forever? Yeah,
yes.
That's also a really good one.
Yep. So
later on the podcast, though, breaking news, I have a sick new army I just have to tell you guys about, and it will be on the podcast. It is going to be my next army. I can't stop, won't stop. Every one of my projects will be put on hold to make this, and it will be featured on the podcast.
Yo, this is all going to be everybody at home on the edge of their seats. I am too. I don't even know this list. I can't wait. I want to stop. Is it podcast time? I want to stop and talk about it now. So Crew deserve their own book. Ooh, I like it. Crew Mercenaries.
Oh my God! To see Crew come back will be so clutch. Get a crew. I mean, good old Marcus Parkus, the venerable Mark Barker. He won a GT with the Crew Mercenaries.
I mean, if anybody could, it is going to be.
Yeah. He was so good at that. Like he did it with Crew Mercenaries. He did it with the Pharaoh Orcs. Like when they had their little
thing.
Oh my God! He just like the Boar Boys. Like he's all about it, man.
We must be talking about Mark Parker.
Did you say you knew Mark Parker?
I did not say I knew the man. I said he tapped me on the shoulder once.
Frank says, I absolutely agree with what you say about invisibility. Changing the wording to BS1 instead of snap firing practically makes the spell
It makes it not
useless.
worth anything. It's garbage. Yep. Like I play tested it in that format so many times, and my whole and it's talking about Chaos Spacing Army that I have engineered to win tournaments, which I have, could not get through basic games with that rules change. So
yeah, it's a fundamental rules change. And but
like that's the show. Where's the glory in that? A Chaos Space Marine general who is going to win tournaments with Chaos Space Marines. Like that is a great thing, and that is only made possible by the 7th edition psychic powers and invisibility, but not just invisibility, all the powers, but invisibility and linchpin. Shrouded, but the fact that they're psychic juggernauts now with their sorcerers with rerolls and level 3 and stuff like that. You take one of the major things I need, taking the combat away from me. Like, I mean, like what that is so like it's like, yo, I literally can't barely win with this. I found a way to win with it, and you take that from me. Like, that doesn't make any sense. All you're doing is keeping the Tau and the Eldar in the power seat when you do that. You know, I mean, but obviously, you can make an argument because obviously, like Invisible Death Star just won Big and Nova, and
we know why that happened. I mean, that writing was on the wall on that one.
Yeah,
you take out gargantuan creatures.
Yes, exactly. Like that's the whole meta shift that Rob was always talking about. If you take out, like, I mean, that's why you can't just say. I mean, like, yo, 3 Wraith Knights exist for a reason. 3 Wraith Knights, 5 Wraith Knights might not win the tournament, but they're gonna keep the invisible stupid Death Star from winning the tournament. Mm-hmm. When they charge them with all 5 of them, and then they do, 5 D3 stomps and roll a 6 in there and take out your 4 HQs with one stomp. Like.
And to be honest, I believe that when you have not necessarily, I want to make sure that, at least speaking for myself, I don't believe that full no holds barred is necessarily the answer. I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it isn't. But I do know that when you let things in, 5 Wraith Knights will never win a big GT, period. I don't believe. But guess what will? The Gladiator Strike Force. But if you take away 5 Wraith Knights, Gladiator Strike Force, in my opinion, will not win.
It's like GT. It's that whole flow chart I wrote up.
Yeah,
like you can start taking stuff out.
Yeah, the well-balancedness of the Gladiator Strike Force, that's why it's going to win. The sturdiness, the backbone of it, that's why it's going to win. It's not going to win because it is absolute. Now, it can depend on how you build it up, and it can do 100 graph shots or all this, whatever else. But the tactitional behind it is why it's going to win. But when stuff's invisibility and stuff like that, there's all these in these earlier rounds. These armies have to meet. They have to get these things out of the way. It is a full process, and when you throw something out of it, when you move something around, all it does is slingshot something else.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, sir.
Yeah, Sal, I definitely couldn't agree with you more.
Oh, thanks, guys. So, everybody, we can now start the show. Sal is here.
Hooray!
Good old Sal.
Sal says instant reactions. 2 of these Super Tal unit will almost be mandatory in an 1850 point list. Sal is just now checking in, and he must have been psychopathically linked to us.
Psychopathically.
Psychopathically.
Psycho.
Definitely.
Path.
I like it.
It's a catastrophe.
If we can go back just 1 second to the I just have to talk about this Chaos Super Friends list. There was a time when I was obsessed with the Chaos Super Friends list, featuring the AI 13 book using the Land Raider, the Spartan.
Okay.
So with the 20 model capacity or 25 model capacity, and the idea was to have like a Black Legion and a Crimson Slaughter detachment in there, so that way you can take the Nurgle Palanquin Crimson Slaughter Lord with like the Power Fist, the Lightning Claw, the Demon Heart, the Slaughter Horns, like all the upgrades. So you have like this 5 wound, 2 up save, 4 up invulnerable, it will not die character. He's functionally more powerful than like a Demon Prince. He's 5 wounds, toughness 5 with a 2 up, 4 up. Like that's way harder to kill in close combat than a Demon Prince is. And he can be hiding in that Land Raider, but you can also just the list I had built was like him plus Typhus in the Land Raider, because Typhus is also the next best Lord you can build, because he has 4 wounds and 2 up, 5 up with that Man Reaper that he has. Mm-hmm. But additionally, you can slide right into like another CAD, take another Lord with a Black Mace on a Palanquin. So another Nurgle Palanquin Lord with a Black Mace.
Just chilling.
Right, so that what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get all the bases covered, like being able to interact with everything, right? And then you can go one more time, and this will be Black Legion, and then you can take the Eternal Warrior Black Legion character. You know what I'm saying? Same deal. Put him on a Palanquin, upgrade him as far as you can go. So now you have like a 5-wound guy's Eternal Warrior, because he would take that relic. Then you would have a guy who has a Black Mace, then you'd have the Typhus, and you'd have another. So you have 3 Nurgle Palanquins, which is 12 models. Typhus, which is 2 models. So you have 14 models, just enough, right, to put a 5-man Plague Marine squad in there. So now you have like 5 toughness 5 guys with Funeral Pain as who are an objective secure unit.
Mm.
Right? And so basically you drive around with this, jump out, and you literally put out, like, what is it, 15, 16, 17, 18, you have 19 wounds just in the special characters, and now you have like a guy who can accept challenges because he's Eternal Warrior, Lightning Claw, Power Fist, and he would have a 3 up, 4 up, and he would be able to fight the challenge if you're worried about his death. And then you'd have another guy with like 7 Lightning Claw attacks that are like, and every one of them who has a boon mutation would roll on it. So one of these guys might have Cosmic Fate and have the re-rollable save. One of these guys might have like Shred on all his attacks. Like one of the guys might have the whole unit as Shroud. You know what I mean? Like you've got all these boon rolls, right? And so then you get into this combat and you have like a guy with like 7 attacks with a Strength 6 Lightning Claw re-rolling his wounds, right? Then you have another guy who's got the Black Mace who's got like D6 plus 7 attacks. So if you go into a horde, you have a guy with all this AP4 initiative, like doing like 10 wounds with the Black Mace, killing people with the after effect. Then you have Typhus, who's got like the D6 plus 4, Strength 6 AP2, and then obviously like you have kind of all the powers you need with multiple Power Fists, multiple Lightning Claws, the Black Mace, and Typhus. And not to mention Typhus can activate Force, right? So and he also might get the second power, which he probably will actually, the Fake and Feeble, so that might stack with the Black Mace. You shove all these guys into a Land Raider Spartan, and then you just take as many Plague Zombies in the list as possible because you brought Typhus. Boom. Yeah, there it is. Chaos Super Friends and a Land Raider Spartan with 70 zombies.
I think we posted that. I think we posted it up in the Long War. I know.
I know it's not. It might not be in the Beats Laboratory. I had talked about it at one point, got really into it, but I'm like squirrel all the time.
Dude, tell me about it. Oh my gosh.
So before I'm sorry, Robbie. Before we lose train of thought, I just want to hit up Gabriel. He does classify or go in on the Crucible of Lies relic gives the bear reroll invulnerable saves of 1. Mark of Zinch with something of corruption for 3 up invulnerable. Sigil of Corruption. So now he has a 3 up reroll once. Then cast Sanctuary. So now you basically have a 2 up rerollable.
We have to get
nothing in the world can cast Sanctuary that affects positively Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah, that's a huge problem. I don't even think you can cast
No, like no, nobody like you're not demonology. Malefic is the only thing that Chaos can take.
Yeah, they
And
can't even
also,
attempt it.
also the Marquezine specifically says this save can never be approved past a 3.
Okay.
I think
But
that's also a thing.
good. I mean, good thought
still-
process. to try.
Yeah, good flow
Yeah, but
chart
I mean,
for real.
let's not get it twisted. As we know, if you played against Wraith, if you watched the recent battle report, like yo, a 3-up save, invulnerable, re-rolling ones,
It's pretty good.
fucking gross.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, those Wraiths
still
do
does
work.
work. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Troy checking in. What's going on,
What's
Troy?
up, Troy?
Also, before we move too far, like you can also now bring Demonkin in there, and bring a Corn Lord, because those guys, I think, no, I guess they still have the Mark of Corn, so they wouldn't be able to join a Nurgle squad. You need the Demon, so you could put actually here we go. You could take a Herald of Corn, because the way the Demonkin Codex works now is they took away demonic instability, so their demons can join any battle brothers.
Yeah.
And since demons of Corn don't have the Mark of Corn, you are not in trouble with mixing marks in the Chaos Codex. So you could take literally like the cheapest Herald of Corn with the Icon of Wrath, which gives you reroll all miss hits in close combat. Right?
Yeah.
I think that works because we have 5 Plague Marines, right? So we're only at 19 spots in the Spartans, so we put this
3
guy
of them
on.
count for 2, right?
3 of them count for 4, or
Oh.
some shit like that. Like we're like at or 3 or some shit like that. Like wherever we have room to do this, so we can put the Herald. We can take an allied Demonkin list, take 8 cultists and the Herald with the Icon of Wrath, stick him in there. So now you have a little Herald of Corn running around in there, giving the whole unit reroll miss hits in close combat.
That's what Corn does.
That's what Corn do. I would play that.
I wouldn't even feel bad when you got stuff like this Tau guy running around. Oh, let's talk about Scarbrand, because he seems really interesting. I mean, he's not that far off from his old version, to be honest.
He seems to be the same guy, like the same guy.
He's a little bit. I think there was something. He's got the same axes. They work the same. So he's weapon skill 10, ballistic skill 10, strength 6, toughness 6. So he's pretty much normal demon friends. You know, wounds 5, initiative or greater demon, initiative 10, attack 6, leadership 9, save 3 up. Then he's got a template attack at strength 5. Whoopie-doo. All units, friend or foe, Juice touched on this, within 12 inches have rage and hatred. And then he's got the 2 axes, slaughter and carnage. One is melee fleshbane, one's melee armorbane. They're both AP2. So you get to choose which one.
Yeah, so he's almost identical. So basically, it's the same demon strategy. Basically, you take him and you take as many Slanesh demons as possible, because since your friend and foe are getting the bonus, the Slanesh will always go first. So you get to utilize all your rage. What is it? Rage and what?
Hatred.
Rage and hatred, so you get to reroll your mishits. So basically, you want to be able to utilize that on like as many like seekers, and actually, this is actually a perfect list with my Furies of Slanesh.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah,
those guys are going to be getting hella. What's their initiative though?
They're initiative 5. So you take 3 squads of 20 Furies. You take him now, so now you don't have to worry about Heralds giving you beguilement. You just take 60 Furies. They're literally 160 points for 20. Take 60 Furies, they can go 12, they fleet, they get to reroll it and add 3 inches. So they literally get to go like 20 inches on turn 1. This guy, you just keep him in. Yeah, he's not a flying monstrous creature though. That's the problem, isn't he?
No, he's just a monstrous creature.
So we got that whole stupid problem again with him. So he's somewhat hard to use, but
sitting around.
So you have to deep strike him basically. So you have to deep strike his ass in and use him that way. But basically, the best way to combo a guy like that is with demons. Now, here's a new word. It says friend or foe. Last time I checked, like desperate allies and apocalyptic allies were foe.
True.
Right? So this guy lends his aura to all models in your army, no matter what you took them from, right? Am I right on that?
I think so. Yeah. Everybody within 12. Basically, everybody within 12.
So now you can think about running Scarbrand as a power boost to anything. Like, you don't have to think about demons or chaos. You could just take Scarbrand in with a Space Marine army. Like, if you had an assault-based Space Marine army and you wanted everyone to have rage and hatred.
Well,
because
we know they're
they
on that.
because they I mean yeah because they would all that's the only thing I can see here. But what I can't see is how he's not gonna get obliterated. Like you'd have to get into close combat the same time you bring him in through deep strike,
Which is
and
possible.
it's possible with a fast army. What if you did a Skyhammer Annihilation Force, which comes in on turn 2 with him? Like, let's say you say, I'm coming in on turn 2 with Skyhammer Annihilation, and you bring in Scarbrand, right? And he comes in at the same time as them, friend or foe, their foe, they get to charge the enemy.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. How that would work.
It's just that's it. After that, they're going to kill him because he sucks.
Well, yeah, I mean, you need in this 7th edition environment, you've got shroudeds, you've got invisibilities, you got these things that will actually let him last a hot minute longer than he would have, last edition or even 5th edition. I feel like so. We might see play with him, but we might not. I mean, if he's 200 points or more, I can't see him.
The thing is, like, that 40-point Herald I talk about does almost what he does.
Yeah,
exactly. Like that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like, it's like I don't know, like, because typically you don't play you can play an army where his aura can affect multiple things, but it's the same thing. You have to come up with the most gimmicky situation to bring his ass in. I just don't know. I feel like they messed up. Like he should have just been Gargantuan. If he was Gargantuan, automatic play.
Yeah, without a doubt. I don't know why they're not getting stuff like that, but that leaves the door open to when they do some sort of new, Demonkin thing, or maybe they will get a new big baddie. Who knows, right? Like, who knows what GW's thinking these days? I'm just like, whatever. All right, new stuff.
Somebody might just mention about infiltrating him, because obviously there's the Warlord trait, but also if you play as Chaos Space Marines, you could take Aramon or even Huron Blackheart.
Yeah, he auto gets the Warlord trait though.
Yeah, here it's not the Warlord trait. It's a Chaos. It's called Master Deception.
Yeah,
it's different. Both of them. It's different than the main rulebook one. It's worse. Like it only works on infantry models. Like not on just any. And it's D3. But you could take Huron Blackheart, and you could take Scarbrand, and then you could take all the units you want to try to buff him up, try to get him 18 inches away from the enemy, get all your theories around him. Definitely, there's play there. I can't lie. It's just I think you have to be a true faithful to make this combo work for you, and I do believe you can make it work. It's just Chaos needs an upgrade, big time. There's a lot of things that needs to happen in the Chaos world before Scarbrand happened.
Yeah, I don't know, a 7th edition book, I feel like, or
absolutely. Like we know the Demon Codex is going to change, and a lot of the powerful things in the Demon Codex are going to go away. Like, a lot of things are going to change. But the Demon Codex might get better. They might just get rid of instability, So we don't know. Scarbrand is kind of pissing me off right now. And also, where are my Kaitan not experimental rules?
Yeah, I think they're waiting on a book for that guy. They might
you fix everything in Chaos Space Marines if you drop a book and the Kaitan's just in it as a Lord of War. Like that's a huge thing for Chaos.
Yeah, I would definitely get behind that. We had somebody last week asking. We were talking about the Bloodied Horde, which is the demon formation out of the Blood Oath book from Warhammer World, and where it's basically like you take 8 squads of Bloodletters and like 3 squads of Crushers. They get all sorts of bonuses. They
can cannons of corn. They all come in with one roll.
Yep.
And like their units, when they die, they get to come back in on a 4-up or something like that.
Yeah, they have what was it? Without number, basically.
Yeah.
It whittles down. You're not always going to get them back, but it's still pretty cool. And somebody was asking like, hey, what could I put with that? Because it only points out to like, I think he said it was like 1,100 points. And I was
David,
like,
I know David has a list with it that he's all into.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I was just like, hey,
you want to know?
Corn.
Yeah, that's I was about to say. That's literally David's.
Because it's like 700 points for the Fist
David's
of Corn.
David's list is Fist of Corn plus that. Yeah.
Right? It's like oh, so boom boom.
In David's words, it's the most aggressive list in 40K.
I could definitely see that being true because.
But I have an even more aggressive list that I will feature on the podcast tonight. I have to talk about it. It's amazing. We'll talk about it in the podcast tonight. It will be in the tournament tech section. It is the actual most aggressive list in Warhammer 40K, and it is Chaos style.
Ooh, I like Chaos style. Well, I'll tell you what, I wanted to talk about a little bit some new Star Wars releases that are coming out. I don't want to take up too much time because I know some of you 40K players out there are just like, why do they keep talking about Star Wars? It's stupid.
Yes.
No, but I finally got to play Star Wars Armada, and if you don't really fancy the X-wing side of the Star Wars tabletop, pew pew spaceship game, give Armada a try because it's a really fun game. It's tactical, but it's like easy, but it's just complicated enough to not be obnoxious, but still have fun at it. I feel like, and I've been hitting that hot and heavy in my off time thinking about things, and now they got the big event in 2 weeks called the Massina Sullust, which it's a little side note from Return of the Jedi. If you're into Star Wars, you know what that is, but it's a chance to come out and play in a tournament at your local stores. That you can win some of the new ships that are coming out that are going to be out in November, and of course they're coming out with a new Star Destroyer. They're coming out with the big cucumber ship, Admiral Akbar ship, the little Imperial Raider, which is like this big now instead of like the big one from X-wing, and a little frigate that they Fantasy Flight actually talked about today, and they previewed that, and that actually looks really good. It's kind of like a broadsider, like it gets a lot of dice, or you can kind of suicide it in to close range, just going to blast apart stuff, but it's probably not going to survive in the process. But give Armada a chance. I think it's a fun game. It's definitely worth checking out. As far as money investment goes compared to X-wing, it's a lot lower. I feel like maybe it's the game for you. Maybe it's the game you can get in an hour instead of playing a game of 40K if you only got an hour's worth of time. It's all about getting those logging those hobby hours, right? So. That's just how I feel about it. It's a big event next Saturday. Is it next Saturday? I think it's the 3rd and 4th of October. Yeah, it is next Saturday. And also coming next Saturday is probably going to be the previews for the new Tau, the Storm Surge. That's this guy here that we talked about last week. So he's going to be really interesting to see exactly what this guy does. And I'm really hoping, we touched on it tonight a little bit with talking about the Titan, but how awkward would it be if these things are so overpowered? This new Tau. Like, I feel like there isn't going to be any other way to go besides making players police themselves at events. Because if you're going to have all these FAQs that are, we've already seen the inherent problem with these FAQs creating vacuums, right? So I feel like if Tau come out and they're so overpowered and there's this huge shift, like Kenny was talking about with the overpoweredness, it's going to be really awkward. I think we're going to have to definitely start looking at players rating themselves. As far as like sportsmanship and comp goes, we talked about that the past couple of weeks. I wrote a couple of articles about it, and when you make the players accountable for themselves. Are you just like drinking, doing shots?
Literally, I was trying to pretend to be frozen for like the last, I want to say 3 minutes.
But you kept moving.
But it's impossible to stay frozen. That's what I can't do it. I'm not one of those robot people on the street corner. I was trying to perform a practical joke. It did not work. I was trying to see how long you would go before you noticed, and you did notice.
I noticed immediately. I was just like, is he having an epileptic fit? Like, what is he? Is he okay? No, what do you think about the whole sportsmanship thing? Like,
I mean, obviously we've beaten that thing to death.
I agree.
It's really likely that the Long War is going to do an event at Adepticon. I think we could talk about that. We are in negotiations right now. This is a fact that we are currently in negotiations right now to run a Long War side event at Adepticon that would be available to people who weren't going to be playing in a singles event or on one of the days, possibly two. We don't know yet. So basically, rest assured that whatever we do, it will be featured there and it will be in full effect. Having said that, I do agree with you, Rob. I think that all elements of the hobby should be in your score, hobby score, and this is going to be something that we talk about a lot on the Kickstarter. Getting back to the Magic days, where when you walked into a room, and like no matter what, you felt electricity every time you threw a handful of dice on the table. You know what I mean? Like it was just electrifying. And we played with each other, not always against each other.
Right.
You know, like in those days. And so that stopped being a fact when we took hobby scores out of the game.
It really did.
I don't know if the symptom is is a part of it. I just know that is also true. I don't know if it's the exact reason why. I happen to believe personally it is the reason why, but you can't. It's a fact. We no longer have hobby scores. People are dicks now. We no longer have hobby scores. Shit's not as fun as it used to be. Like,
yeah, two reasons that happened in my opinion. When G-Dub pulled out of the tournament scene was all of the nails in the coffin. But before that, and I know people might disagree with me because people enjoyed this tournament scene or this tournament event series, but Ard Boys really had a lot to do with that.
Cause it was once in a fucking while. It was fun and new that you can all bring all the heat. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now we play Ard Boys every day.
Yes.
And what is novel is what we're talking about. No, that is the wrong way to do it. It needs to be the reverse. You know, like not every. I mean, I remember when I started running events out in Colorado at the Genghis Khan and Tacticon. I ran an ATC style event, right? Which was a very competitive ATC. We talk about it all the time. Dicehead.com, one of our sponsors. We talk about it all the time. So this is a national format, a very competitive, well-balanced format. That doesn't have any hobby scores whatsoever. But it's fun and it's a really balanced way to play in a competitive world, right? I took this style as I was approached to run Genghis Khan, and I had a lot of people drop out of the event because they said, to quote, they didn't sign up for an Ard Boys tournament. So I never forgot that. Where like my competitive nature like stopped me from seeing, like, wait a minute. Damn, to a bunch of more casual players. It's like a 30-man event that they run at their convention every year in Denver. Like, it's not about it's the guys that come to this event are way more casual, and this is like their whole let's go play Genghis Khan tournament. You know, they were like, dog, why didn't you tell me it was Ard Boys? It's like, what do you mean it's not Ard Boys at all? But it like to them it was because there was no hobby score. So that I never forgot that, you know, and so here we are. Fast forward many years in the future, boom. The Long War. We will bring it back.
I agree.
Back. We will literally bring hobby back. Like
literally.
And that's what the Kickstarter is going to be about. It's about these videos that we do. Like the battle reports are to make the game accessible to people of all skill levels. No matter if you're a beginner or an advanced, we can give you a way to arm yourself with the tools you need to succeed. With the painting tutorials, the same way, no matter how good you are at painting, I'm sure that you'll be able to learn some kind of technique to get you faster. No matter what. With the hobby tutorials, with the tactics, the podcast and this webcast are here to stay current, to stay up to date with everybody, as many people as possible. That is what we're trying to do as a company, as a video production company in general. I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to make it too much of a promo, but these are the things we think about constantly as we make these contents, as we try to grow and constantly improve the quality.
What I love about it is, you know, like Kenny paints one thing. You know, he's basically getting paid to paint something, X thing for somebody, right? But instead of just, you know, enriching that one person, he can take this, he can make a tutorial of it, and he can enrich, you know, how many views do we get on this tutorial? Like 3,000, 4,000.
Yeah, I mean, like, an average 3,000. So 3,000 people got something from that instead of just my one guy.
Right.
And same thing with Rob, same thing with the PowerPoints. That is our goal. Before we make it too much of a sales pitch, Rob, do you want to jump in and clear out some of these?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Juice had to take a call from his parents, so I'll jump in here and handle some of this stuff. So we've got version 1 Omega. Hey guys, first time on your live cast. Hey, welcome. Good to have you here.
Welcome to the show, brother.
We always like seeing new people in here, so hopefully we'll see you back. Sal says, bring that hobby back, #preach. Got that right.
Obviously, I preach the good word of the Lord.
Well, we definitely can't wait to see you again in Chicago for Adepticon, hopefully, you know, spring and next year. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Jugger G said, hey guys, just dropping everyone a salute. What's up, dog? Glad to have you.
Jugger G, I just shouted him out in my most recent video I was editing today.
Yo, I feel bad, like because I'm always doing the write-ups for your videos, so I'm always like 4 videos behind. So like as far as current events on your videos go, I'm like behind. but like as far as technical goes, like I'm all up in there, and
It's true, man.
it's like man, I wonder how he's gonna paint this today, and I'm like scrolling through it. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Oh, I got an article right.
It's a full-time video production. I mean, Maelstrom Studios LLC, which is the company that the Long War is the flagship of. Like that is what we do full time. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Ask Siri. She has records on what full time is.
Yeah.
It's all right though. All right, so we got Sean checking in. What's up, dog? Oh, okay. That makes sense. I didn't know if you guys see on was it Friendly Fire Wargaming on Facebook. It's Sal from Chicago and his buddy Sean. I didn't realize he was Chaplain Sawyer. What's up, dog? That makes a lot of sense. Good to see you again. Then we got
Pippin ain't easy.
Nah.
Looks like Rusty checking.
Yeah, Rusty, what's up, dog? Hope everything's going good for you, man. I know you haven't been here in a while.
One of my best patrons. He sends me a bottle of wild turkey every month instead of actual money on Patreon.
I think that you're probably making out there. Frank is checking in. He says, "Hey, I wish the Codex, CSM Codex even felt like a 6th edition book. It feels like a 5th edition holdover." Yeah, it's
so true. It's when those books first came out in 6th edition that just sucked. They were so overbalanced.
It's so disappointing. I don't even want to talk about it. It's so disappointing. Gosh. All right, so we got Sean McMullen. First time joining live chat. Hi, everybody. Burning question. Are assault marines models that move over terrain, jump jet, jet bike, initiative 1 for moving through difficult terrain, or do they strike at initiative for moving over terrain? Well,
that's an interesting question and kind of confusing. When you assault somebody, if you have to go through terrain, you are being affected by that. Like, it's in the assault phase. It has nothing to do with the movement phase.
Correct. If you're rolling a d6 to go through it, and sometimes it triggers a dangerous terrain check too.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, all those guys do take dangerous terrain checks when they go through terrain, and yeah, I mean, so it's in the assault phase. If you have to roll 2 dice to assault somebody, and your models are passing through anything that forces them to take a dangerous terrain check, as jump troops and everything like that, you will be striking initiative 1 unless you have frag grenades.
Or some other equivalent, which is yet to come out. Hopefully, Tyranids get something.
Yep, flush hooks back in the day.
Frank's also saying within his own group.
But thanks for jumping in, Frank. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's a good question. He's also saying within his own group, they were calling for a change to Invis with the way tournaments are run. He made a suggestion allowing a wall of death type effect for flamer-style weapons, but would still prevent blast weapons from being able to target them. He said it worked good so far.
You know what? As much as I agree with you that like an invisible unit should be able to be flamed, because that's like the #1 way you would deal with a predator. You know what I mean? In the trees. I do agree that's a good house rule, like a D3 with the flamer. But ultimately, like as purists and no preservatives added, we are FAQ only, no rules change. But I will never tell someone not to come up with their own house rule. But I will urge you that if you're going to a tournament, familiarize yourself with their rules and play test for that tournament with those rules, not your house rules.
Yeah, that's very important, and don't spring it on the TO last second or your opponents. It just creates a bad situation.
Looks like Juice is back if he wants to.
Juicy J.
Yo, what's happening? Sorry guys, I was kind of emergency phone call. Just had to take care of some family stuff.
We introduced two new viewers, Frank and version 2 Omega. Is that what it was?
V1 Omega.
V1 Omega. So we had two new people checking in today. Juice.
Oh, outstanding, man! Can't wait to shout you out. We also have Sean Sawyer up. Did you guys able to hit his question up? The only reason why I say is because it's Robbie B's new favorite game.
Oh, is it about Armada?
So, quick question, guys. Thanks for dropping this quick question on us, Sean, as always. Speaking of Swing and Armada, do you guys think of the new Halo game? The
Fleet
battle game.
I have not played it. The models look cool. They go together pretty well from what I've seen. And I'm also hearing that it's a very mature version of Firestorm Armada. They don't have quite the crazy exploding 6 mechanic, like basically like Tesla works in 40K. The same thing was true when you roll the 6 in Firestorm Armada.
I'm obsessed with Halo and I can't wait to play, but I don't think any of us in the crew have been able to play it.
No, sure.
I mean, spoiler. we are war gaming tabletop advocates, but this is still a mostly Warhammer 40K at this level show and production company. Like that's one of the things that we're going to be moving toward in the future with a couple of successful Kickstarters as the company grows. We will absolutely be able to hire people and employees because currently it's just us three. We can hire a couple people. We can hire a Halo guy to keep us in the loop and be an expert.
And also, and the struggle is real when you have 3 full-time jobs that are all self-employed, as we all are. It's not even like we have some like 9-to-5 bank job where we don't bring our work home with us. Or at 5 o'clock our job is done and we can do all this other stuff. So yeah, I cannot wait till the company is to the point, the pinnacle per se, so we can be masters at all the games and the universe.
And the universe, obviously. I have the power, which is Juice's favorite movie of all time.
Yes. I just want you to know I'm fully prepared at any point in time of my life to put the belt and underwear on. I call it underwear. It's maybe a loincloth and a sword.
Cockrobe.
Yes. Official that is it. The shaft hider.
The shaft cover. Yeah.
Gotta have it.
Shaft obscurement.
No, exactly.
So yeah, we were just working our way through the questions here. I don't know what order they're in.
So Emperor's is saying hashtag run Scarbrand near the green tide.
That's what we were just talking about before you left. Is I was like, if it works on friend or foe, then it works in every set of allies, no matter what they are.
Yeah, that's what it was back in 4th edition. Or excuse me, 5th edition. Whenever I was playing, I actually talked about this last week. Like, I remember playing with my Blood Angels. I would just get into these epic fights with Scarbrand because he would be giving me preferred enemy, his own Seekers, and everybody else in the faction. I mean, it was just a throwdown.
But think about allies. Allies are either, like, no matter what scale of ally you have, it's either friend or foe.
Oh.
So no matter what you do, if you take Scarbrand as like an ally choice, he will augment you. If you have a green tide and you make points for Scarbrand, he will make your green tide have this because you're an apocalyptic ally, and that is you're now foe.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So like that. Yeah. That's what I was getting at, and that's like, so yes, you can.
So
do
if it's
that.
Just friendly models, there's no way to ally in.
Absolutely, but it literally says all friends, all foes. So to me, you could take him to augment any assault base. Like I was saying, if you deep strike him in with a Skyhammer Annihilation Force, and you say this Skyhammer Annihilation Force comes in on turn 2, and you bring him in as a demon deep striking near all your assault marines, you'd be able to charge somebody with like 20 assault marines with reroll miss hits and rage.
Yep.
So I mean, there's ways to play him. Obviously, I just don't know how I feel about his bitch ass not being a gargantuan creature.
It's very disappointing.
Yo, it definitely is. Yeah, and I just want to make sure because I've got a plethora of answers for this. But did you able to get one of the new viewers, Omega? Did you guys hit his question?
I don't think we hit his question. No.
Okay, so how do you guys deal with people that call you unfair, but you play Chaos Space Marines and he plays Necrons?
So you never play them again.
So I mean, I have a lot of experience with this, being a guy who wins a lot of turns with Chaos Space Marines, because you have to dig deep for the combos to win with Chaos Space Marines. You have to have like Shroud and Invisibility, Be'lakor, and Chaos Sorcerers. Like when I play somebody with my 1500 point Chaos list with my Spawn and Be'lakor and my Sorcerers, like I'm gonna be coming across the table at you with like, I don't know, what is it, 30 toughness 6, 2-up cover save wounds, and an invisible, Be'lakor like flying in on the ground, and I'm gonna so you literally can't interact with anything in my army as I come in on you and assault everything on turn 2. Like I've had people say this is bullshit, and it's like so basically you don't hit somebody with like defense. Like when somebody is saying that to you, they're lashing out with you with negativity, and this is what the social contract is all about. So something has happened to make them no longer have fun because whatever they wanted to do has been stopped. So now your job in the social contract is to disarm that, not be defensive. So turn off the defensive nature you have and just diffuse it with, hey man, Chaos got to do what Chaos got to do to win a game of 5th edition. You know what I mean? Like, be anecdotal. Don't hit him with comes from the buster-ass Necron OP player, because that will make him defensive, and now you will have another hour and a half of a shitty game with that player. Like, you will find that when you're playing, and this is my experience, when you're playing with somebody, if you can just give them the benefit of the doubt for having a slip up, kind of like at that precipice, like that 30 minutes in when they realize that your combo is going to beat their combo, you kind of just have to give them the benefit of the doubt. You kind of have to, appease them, accommodate them, maybe placate them just for a second, and then they will come around as they see that, hey, man, it's just a game.
Yes, that is obviously the 100% way you're supposed to do it. If for some reason they don't come back around, just look at them and tell them they suck. Obviously, they still can't win with that.
Just call Juice, because Juice's number is available on the longwar.net. Visit the longwar.net, obviously, to try your subscription for free, but also you can get Juice's number, and he is on standby to always fly somewhere.
Yo, exactly.
To kick somebody's ass.
Yeah, or just give a good tongue lashing to. Just put me on speakerphone. Juice, this is the scenario. I need you to just go off. Got it.
Did you post on moviepoopshoe.com?
Clown shoes. So I hope that we answered that there, Omega. We are here for you. Sean Brown, big shout out, Mr. C.
Sean Brown.
Oh, Sean Brown did also hit me up and let me know that he is sending some of those fresh markers that he makes after watching the Salahuddin and I's show, webcast or video report that we did. He was like, yo, man, looks like you guys might need some jink markers.
What does Sean Brown make? What
Sean? The
bottle cap, dang, what's it called? Bottle cap markers.
Oh, he made. I think he made us some bottle caps for once.
Yep, he did, and they are fresh. And he's actually made one. He snapped a picture. Sean, if you have any pictures or something, you can send to the link, or even just throw it on our Facebook page so everybody can see.
Sean, oh my God, Sean Brown, you need to email me immediately. We have to talk.
Sean Brown also has a paint studio called Techno Martyr, not to be confused with Walmarters. It's the Techno Martyrs. And he made that really sweet squad army that I featured last week, or this week. I don't know.
Oh my God, it was
with like
so
the squad
badass.
Titan and like rah. And Sean's like, "Hey man, thanks for featuring my army." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, the squats." I was like, "That was you?"
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Sean Brown, no lie. You need to email me at 40klongwar@gmail.com. You need to email me tonight, and we need to start talking about some things.
Yo, heard it here first. Heard also here first. Sal mimicking Masters of the Universe. Yes, Sal and I are both in agreement. As everybody in the show, best acting of all times, best supporting actor,
it
best
won
musical
an
soundtrack.
Academy Award for best movie ever.
Yeah, ever in the universe.
We're gonna go fix that on Wiki right now.
Okay. If anybody who doesn't know or haven't seen Masters of the Universe, unsubscribe to us right now. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
I'll have you know that movie was the very first movie I watched on VCR tapes when my dad bought our VCR in like 1985.
Oh my God.
It has a special place in my heart too.
You're so old. First of all.
I don't know if you guys hit this while I was away because I know it was earlier, but Gabriel is coming back saying Chaos Space Marine Psychers can cast Sanctic. Did you guys hit that?
Yeah, they can cast Sanctic, Malefic only.
Sanctic and Malefic.
No,
No, wait, Chaos Space Marines can?
Yeah, it says can cast Sanctic and Malefic. Says in the GW FAQ they just suffer perils on any doubles.
Oh, okay. Word.
It's the Grey Knights can't cast Demonology for sure.
Yeah, that's right. No, it's
Malefic.
Demons can't.
Demons.
You know what? So thank you for that.
Too many chaos out there.
I basically never thought of that. That is a combo that would have worked if Zinch was modifiable past a 3. But
it's still pretty good.
It's still pretty good to think about because there are obviously situations where giving people a +1 unavoidable save is good. There are also situations where Hammerhand is good, and there are also situations where getting Affinity is really good.
Yep. Nathan Milzer. I'm pretty sure that's probably not how you pronounce your name because I actually can't pronounce anybody's name. It's just funny to hear what I come up with. But cheapskate trick, build a list around a Forge World book now that it's more acceptable and you won't need a new codex or army for like 10 years.
That's a valid strategy.
Valid strategy, sir.
Yeah, like where your head's at, dog. Man, we got a lot of new faces up here.
Yeah.
Jogger G, love it.
Jugger G.
Man, gotta
Jugger
give
G.
you guys
That's
the
his
straight
Juggalo name.
goods. Your YouTube content is getting as addictive as my plastic hobby. Yo, thanks, man. Appreciate it. We obviously don't spend on the upwards of hundreds of hours a week for you guys
Juice.
not to enjoy it. So thanks, man.
I finally figured out your Juggalo name because you entered the crew a little bit after we were doing the whole Juggalo name thing.
Yeah. I straight up came in and hatched it.
Yeah, and so we put a lot of time and thought into like all of our Juggalo names on the podcast. I'm gonna reveal what I believe Juice's Juggalo name should be.
Ooh, we've got 2 big spoilers for everybody to wake up tomorrow morning and listen to. We've got Kenny's top secret list that he's gonna reveal to everybody, and my Juggalo name that I will be referred to from now on.
I hope it's a good one because mine sucks.
It's a good one. Yours sucks. Mine is a little better, but Juice is gonna be the best one.
Absolutely love it.
I think that might be it, huh?
Yo, man,
Yeah,
we just got. I can't leave somebody especially new. Jonathan, did you guys worth him?
No, we did not shout out.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think we made it
Board
down
game?
that far.
Yeah, sorry guys. Like, I apologize. I had to move away from the computer screen. Normally, I'm super on top of this. But what's up, Wargaming? My first hangout. Thanks for tuning in and checking out and hanging out with us. My question is, I need a Lord of War for my orcs. I've been thinking about taking the Forge World Kilobuster Kilobustus, range 36 inches, strength D, and AP2.
I think that a good list to model yourself after would be Gray's Army, and which obviously, if you check out the Long War YouTube channel, you can see the Orcs versus Ultramarines, I think, battle report, where he uses the Stampa, but he combos that off with the Forge World character that has Skilled Rider, so that he can give basically a whole unit of Orc bikers 2-up cover saves as they come across the table. I still think the Stompa is their best Lord of War because there's so many things you can do to it, like put Gretchen inside of it to make it objective secure.
Yeah, I would definitely say anything like that you can do. That's why I think the Hierophant is so powerful, not because of its stat line per se. Obviously, the stat line helps, but you can put units inside of it. I can put a Shroud Bubble guy inside. I can put objective secure.
Like 10 Gretchen is like 30 points, so a 30-point upgrade to the Stompa makes it objective secure. Like
yeah, now you've got, and it's almost unkillable. I would definitely say, unless you just prefer, and range D is obviously good, but the Stompa is the way to go. But it's also a point restriction. Are you happy with your list and you want to find a Lord of War for 300 points? Then go that route. Shoot us your list and let us look it over, and we'll see from there. Last thing, and I know we're going to go, I apologize, guys, but I did not get to Lamont. I shouted you out, Lamont, but I did forget to ask what you were working on, and luckily enough, he knows me so well, he went ahead and answered my question in my brain and says, Juice, tonight, I'm working on some pulled pork. My gosh. I want you to know I'm serving.
that's
reading.
Juice's thing. That's like Juice's jam.
That is my absolute jam. Like, Lamont, you and I can get in our smoked pulled pork beats laboratory, and you can check out. Matter of fact, I'll snap some pictures and post it up on the Facebook. You can see my smoked session around my house. I've got pull behind grills. I've got Traeger smokers. I've got grills. I've got it's a passion of mine. So he's working on that. Some homemade scalloped potatoes and a beer. Once that's done, he's getting the new baby girl to sleep, and he's working on a tactical squad for the Dream Crusher.
Oh yeah, Dream Crushers all day.
That's right.
We got one more new person here.
Coming in at the end. Who is it?
Doc Savage 47. First time, long time. Love you guys.
I love you too, buddy. Too bad you're coming right at the end. We're about to move off of this and record the podcast for tomorrow morning, as we do normally, back to back. We use this as kind of a breeding ground for our content. There, we have 2 things to reveal tomorrow morning, which is Juice's Juggalo name and my new secret list, which is actually the most aggressive list in Warhammer 40K, and it is a Chaos themed list. And obviously, we're going to talk about Tau and a little bit more about Scarbrand.
If I had to guess, I'd say it has some chaos in it.
It's got always has chaos in it, though.
All right, well, you heard it. You heard it here first. That is the end of the show. Sorry, guys. All right, so catch us again next week on 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday nights, and then the podcast comes out sometime early Thursday morning at an undisclosed time. Whenever
it'll be out before you guys wake up, I promise.
Generally, he gets it out pretty quick. So that's it for this one, guys. Make sure you stay in the trenches. Subscribe to the Long War YouTube channel. Check out Spiky Bits blog, of course, and if you haven't done so already, head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content and early access videos. Become a veteran of the Long War today. Night, everybody.